Now we will go to the second part for the conclusion and the solving of the mystery and suspense. Students, we will see part 2. What happened next? Dr. Watson's account. Well, Watson, what do you think of it all? Asked Mr. Holmes after Mr. Wilson had left. I make nothing of it, I answered frankly. Holmes sat silently for some time and then invited me to go out with him. We went to the square where Mr. Wilson had his shop. Holmes observed the area carefully. There were many shops and offices in the square and a bank just behind Mr. Wilson's shop. Holmes spent some time outside the shop and thumped upon the pavement 2 or 3 times. Finally, he knocked on Mr. Wilson's door. A young man opened the door. Mr. Holmes asked him the way to Strand. The assistant answered the question and quickly closed the door. I said, I am sure that you inquired your way only in order to see him. Not him, Holmes said, but the knees of his trousers. Now, here after Mr. Wilson leaves the room, Holmes is asking to Watson, what do you think of all after hearing? I make out nothing. Watson is answering, I cannot make out anything. He told clearly. Then Holmes sat quietly for some time and he told Watson that, come with me, we will go out. They went to the square where Mr. Wilson had his shop. Holmes observed the area carefully. He is observing the area. There were many offices and squares and a bank just behind Mr. Wilson's shop. Then afterwards, Holmes spent some time there and he thumped upon the pavement 2 or 3 times. Finally, then he knocked at Mr. Wilson's door and the assistant opened the door and Mr. Wilson asked him a question, the way to Strand. Assistant answered, but he closed the door very quickly. Now, Watson is asking, I know you had knocked to inquire something in order to see the assistant. Then Holmes is telling, not him, but the knees of his trousers. And what did you see? What I expected to see. This matter of Wilson is serious. A crime is being planned, but I hope that we can stop it. The offices and the banks will be closed for the weekend. Now I have to go and make some arrangement, but I shall want you help tonight. Come to Baker Street at 10 and bring your revolver. Now, Mr. Watson is asking, what did you see? Then Holmes is answering, what I expected, that only I saw. And he is telling, the matter of Mr. Wilson is very serious. A crime is planned. Crime means illegal thing. But I hope that we can stop it. Now, offices and banks will be closed at the weekend. So, he told, we will meet tonight. I want to make some arrangements. You come at the Baker Street at 10 with your revolver. I arrived at Holmes' residence in time. There were 2 other men with him, Mr. Johns of Scotland Yard and Mr. Merriweather, a banker. Holmes announced, tonight we are going to hunt one of the smartest criminal in London. Now Watson arrived at Holmes' residence in time and he met there 2 other persons, Mr. Johns of Scotland Yard and Mr. Merriweather, a banker. And at that same time, Holmes announced that we are going to hunt, means catch the smartest criminal of London. We left together in a carriage and reached the road we have visited in morning. Holmes told us to follow Mr. Merriweather, who led us through an iron gate. We followed him down a narrow passage. After going down some stone steps, he led us down a dark, earth-smelling passage and into a huge cellar full of big boxes. We all sat on the boxes. Now, we all left together in a carriage. Carriage is a vehicle with wheels pulled by the horse. And reached the road we had visited in the morning. Now Holmes told to follow Mr. Merriweather. Merriweather was a banker, so we had to follow, means we had to go back of him. Then he took us through an iron gate. Then there was a narrow passage and some stone steps. And then earth-smelling passage into a huge cellar where big boxes were kept. And we all sat on the big boxes. We are in the cellar of the city branch of one of the main banks in London. Now they were in the cellar of city branch of the bank. Mr. Merriweather is the chairman of the bank and he will tell you why a criminal should take an interest in this cellar at present, said Holmes. Mr. Merriweather explained that the bank had borrowed a huge quantity of gold from the Bank of France and the boxes in the cellar were full of gold. Now, Holmes is telling that now Merriweather will explain you why someone is taking interest in the cellar. Then Merriweather is telling that we had borrowed gold from the Bank of France and the boxes are kept in the cellar which are full of gold. Holmes expected the criminals to act that very night. We had to wait there in total darkness without making any noise to take the criminals by surprise. Now Holmes is telling that I am expecting that the criminals will come here tonight and we had to wait, means we will sit quietly in the darkness without making any noise to take criminals by surprise. To take criminals by surprise means catch the criminals without giving them a warning. They have but one escape route, whispered Holmes. That is back through Mr. Wilson's house. I hope that some men are waiting at Mr. Wilson's door, Mr. Jones. Now Holmes is telling that they are having one route to escape, that is Mr. Wilson's house. But I hope that you have made someone stand there. I have an inspector and 2 officers waiting at this door. Now Mr. Jones is answering that I have told one inspector and 2 officers to wait there. Then we have stopped all the holes. Now we must be silent and wait. Now, so there is no way to escape for them, so we should be silent and wait for them. We waited silently for more than an hour. It was pitch dark in the cellar. Then suddenly a point of bright light appeared in the floor of the cellar. Then a line and a gash seemed to open and a hand appeared. A broad stone turned over upon its side and left a square hole. A boyish face emerged. The man looked about and came out of the hole. He had a companion with him, a man with very red hair. The pair was none other than Spaulding and the assistant alias the criminal Clay and the red-headed Mr. Duncan Ross. As soon as they climbed out of the hole, Sherlock Holmes sprang out and seized Clay by the collar. Now they were waiting quietly for the criminals to come. Then suddenly there was a point of bright light appeared in the floor cellar and line gas seemed to open. Means they were having batteries in the hand for the light and the hands were appearing. Means they could see the hand with the torch. A broad stone turned over upon its side and left a square hole. A boyish face emerged. Means a face like boy. The man looked about and came out of the hole. He had a companion. Companion means friend with him who was with red hair. And he was none other than Mr. Duncan Ross. As soon as they climbed out of the hole, Sherlock Holmes sprang out and seized Clay by the collar. Now, as they went inside, Sherlock Holmes caught them by the collar. Caught whom? Spaulding. The other dived down the hole and disappeared. Clay took out a revolver, but Holmes hit him on his wrist and the revolver fell on the floor. Now the other companion, he disappeared. And Clay also took out the revolver, but Holmes hit him on the wrist and the revolver fell on the floor. It's no use, John Clay, said Holmes. We have caught you. So I see, but my friend has escaped. Now Holmes is telling that there is no use, we have caught you. But Clay is telling that I am caught, but my friend is gone out. Holmes replied, he cannot escape. There are 3 men waiting for him at the other end. Now Holmes is also telling that he will not be able to escape. There are 3 men waiting for him on the other end. Then Holmes handed over Mr. Clay to the policeman. Mr. Merriweather said, "Really, Mr. Holmes, I do not know how to thank you. You have foiled one of the most cunning attempts at the bank robbery. The bank is grateful to you." Now, Merriweather is saying, "Really, thank you very much, Mr. Holmes, that you have prevented, foiled means prevented a cunning attempt of the bank robbery. The bank is thankful. Grateful means thankful to you." "You see, Watson," Holmes said, after we reached his home, "it was obvious for the first that the only possible object of the strange advertisement and the peculiar job was to get Mr. Wilson away from his shop for some hours every day. The Red-Headed League was a clever idea. In Mr. Wilson's absence, Clay and his red-headed companion wanted to dig an underground tunnel from Mr. Wilson's house to the bank. Then they would be able to enter the bank and steal the gold without breaking open the doors of the bank. Using the tunnel, they entered the cellar. They planned to steal the gold and go back to Mr. Wilson's house again through the tunnel and then get away." Now, Holmes is telling to Watson, "See, what a good idea. That it was obvious. Obvious means clear. That the first possible object means purpose of the strange advertisement and the strange job was to dig a tunnel from Mr. Wilson's house in his absence till the bank, and they wanted to steal the gold without breaking the bank doors, and they wanted to use the tunnel to steal the gold and go back to Mr. Wilson's house, and from there they wanted to go away. But how could you guess what their motive was?" Now, Watson is asking, how could you find out what their motive was? Motive means what their idea was. "When I heard that assistant worked for half the wages, I became suspicious. Using Mr. Wilson's descriptions of his assistant, I made inquiries. I found that he was the criminal Clay. Why was he working in Mr. Wilson's shop? And his habit of going into the cellar every now and then. I inferred that he must be digging a tunnel to some other building. When we visited the shop, I beat upon the pavement with my stick to find out whether the cellar stretched out in front or behind. It was not in front. I saw the bank on the other side of the house and guessed what the criminals had in mind. When Clay answered the bell, the knees of his trousers were wrinkled and stained. I confirmed my suspicion that he was digging. You know the rest of the story. You reasoned it out beautifully," I exclaimed in admiration. Now, when I heard the assistant, means when Mr. Wilson told Mr. Holmes that he is working at the half wages, he was suspicious. Suspicious means questionable or distrustful. Then, using Mr. Wilson's description of his assistant, he inquired, and he came to know that he was the criminal Clay, and he was planning to steal the gold of the bank, and so he was working at the half wages in Mr. Wilson's house so that he can dig the tunnel and use the building. Now, when he visited the shop, he banged on the beat on the pavement to know whether the tunnel is stretched in the front or behind. And then he saw the bank on the other side. So he was very sure that something is going on wrong there. And then when he rang the bell of the door, he saw Spaulding's knees. It was wrinkled and stained. So it was confirmed that they were digging the tunnel. Now Mr. Watson is shouting that, "Wow, what beautifully you solved the case." Adapted from the Red-Headed League by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle.